Hey guys, it's your average middle-aged American back again with another reaction video. This one is going to be about trains. It's called 28 Hours on the World's Most Luxurious Train, the Venice Simplon Orient Express. I don't know much about trains. As an American, we don't really have any trains except for Amtrak, which was cool. The last time I was on one was in 8th grade. So we went to Washington, D.C. and did all the nation capital monument stuff. Actually, a lot of 8th graders do that. I don't know if that's just an 8th grade thing or what. Anyway, that's the last time I've been on a train. I haven't been on a bus since, I don't know, since I was maybe 16. So yeah, travel's a little different in America. So let's find out what it's like to be on the world's most luxurious train for 28 hours, shall we?
Today, I'm taking the world's most luxurious sleeper train, the Venice Simplon Orient Express, all the way across Europe to Venice. I'll be staying in the best room on board. And yes, of course, this includes free-flowing champagne, my own dining and living space, and the cherry on top, of course, an Italian marble ensuite bathroom. Step back in time with me on this iconic 28-hour journey, with dinner in Paris, waking up in the Swiss Alps, and writing postcards whilst gliding through the Italian lakes. I'll give you a never-before-seen insight into exactly what it's like, from the variety of bedrooms available, the stunning restaurants, and when night falls, we'll enjoy cocktails in the lounge car, to the sound of the baby grand piano. Our luxury train leaves from Calais at 4:30, so in order to catch this, I'll hop on the Eurostar in London, and after a short ride under the English Channel, I'm met by the Belmont team in Lille, and transferred by...
If you're new to my channel, this channel is anything and everything that interests me, but it's mostly focused on international travel. Learning about other countries and other cultures. My wife and I plan to do a lot of traveling when we go into soft retirement and retirement. So we're just trying to learn as much as we can before we get on a plane. It's simple. I hope you join the channel, and I hope you enjoy the video. And leave me some comments down below and see how I can improve, what you liked, what you didn't like. I usually ask questions during the video, so maybe you can give me some answers there, help others, help me. Alright, enough jibber jabber. Let's get to it.
Road over to today's iconic train.
Hello there and welcome back to the channel and to a very special event today where we're going to be riding on the Orient Express. This is something I've dreamt about for many years and it's probably the epitome of luxurious travel. So without any more to say, let's get straight on board. I also have a very special surprise in store for you.
He said a short journey under the English Channel. So there's a tunnel that goes below the English Channel. No, I didn't know that. I know that there are tunnels. I get that. And I understand there's, you know, information wiring and that kind of thing that go in the oceans. And I mean, I can't even imagine trying to dig a tunnel underwater, but are there a bunch of these? Listen, I'm an average middle-aged American, okay? My entire life I've lived in America, which is the size of Europe. So before you get too critical, understand that if I'm in the middle of America, it's thousands of miles to just even hit another country. So, anyway, what other tunnels do they have that go underwater where trains go under? I guess we'll find out some other videos. Done a couple train videos. Check those out if you'd like. Plan to do some more. Trains interest me a lot. I really wish America had more trains, honestly. You know, we just have Amtrak and the tracks are old and they're not very quick. But you can put a car on them. I don't know if you guys have that in Europe. You have trains that you can park your car on, so you go from one place to another and then be able to drive off and have your own car without having to rent a car. I bet you don't. but I know your trains are better. I'm in a goofy mood. Didn't get a lot of sleep last night, painting our master bedroom. And, yeah. And I gotta do that, finish it after I do this video. So exciting. Alright, let's get back to it.
Can we just talk about how crazy this is? This train is... Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
How is this a train? I am struggling to process this. Bear in mind, a lot of my experiences so far have involved the likes of Amtrak. This is in a very different league. Right, okay, I need to compose myself.
There is a rational reason for my unrestrained excitement here. I'd booked and paid handsomely for the twin cabin. Not in my wildest dreams did I anticipate an upgrade of this magnitude. Bear in mind, the Grand Suites retail north of $20,000.
So something I'm not used to at all is that my bags were totally taken care of and they're currently up here waiting for me to unpack. So of course I'm not travelling as light as I usually would because I have another companion coming along, my lovely girlfriend Millie. Say hello, Millie. Oh, right, well first of all we have a pre-departure drink. Veuve Clicquot just here. Well as in there, we also have some caviar. So Millie, what's your thoughts on trying caviar?
Never in my life have I had caviar. And I don't miss it, I don't think. Do you guys eat caviar? Let me rephrase that. Do you guys actually enjoy caviar? Do you crave the taste of a good caviar? Just be honest, honestly. Or is it more of a, because it's so expensive, because it's so ridiculous, it's an experience, yada, yada, yada. Because I think if caviar was $5 a can, nobody would eat it. That's my theory. That's my highly researched, highly educated theory. That the price of caviar is a direct reflection on the demand, in the exact reverse order of anything normal. Let me know if I'm wrong. Is caviar the best thing you've ever tasted at $10,000 a pound or whatever it costs? $10,000 a kilo? Let me know.
Given that we're in a suite now, this is the first of many champagne bottles we're able to consume. It's bottomless throughout the journey. This is complemented with fresh fruits and perhaps the best caviar I've ever had the pleasure.
$232 for 50 grams. It's so silly. I mean, it's just silly. It's like lobster, you know? Lobster used to be a poor man's food. Now it's like, you know, part of fine dining, or at least part of nice dining, you know, nice surf and turf. So I'm wondering if this was, let's say this was the finest caviar in the world and it was $32 a can. Would it be as popular? I don't know. I think there's a lot of marketing going on there. A lot of psychological warfare.
Of trying.
So it's caviar time. This is the first on a train, and in fact I think it's the very first time that I've had caviar on the ground.
Well, I can confirm I love it just as much on a train as I do on a plane. So back to our journey. The first segment will take us some 200 miles south to Paris, where we'll pick up the rest of the passengers. Currently there are only 11 on board this huge train, where the staff definitely outnumber the guests.
Wow.
I feel like it's that time of the video where we need to have a look around the suite, because you've seen it in the background, but let's have a proper look around all the features, because it is utterly mind-blowing. And I've just been informed of some of the costs of some of the things. I mean, even the mirror that I'm resting my hand on just here, apparently that costs 27,000 euros. so I better not break it.
I'm in the Istanbul Grand Suite, designed and built by the finest artisanal craftsmen in Europe. The double bed, of course, being the main attraction on a sleeper train, but this wouldn't be out of place in a 5-star hotel. Aside from the light controls, the blue buttons dotted around the cabin are for your butler, who is on call 24/7. And as for the handcrafted wooden headboard, I can't begin to imagine the amount of hours that this took to complete. While your room is fully air conditioned with controls by the suite entrance, you can open the window for additional ventilation. This also provides an excellent vantage point for some of the more scenic parts of the journey. There's great storage too, with 2 wardrobes to hang your jackets, dresses and shirts. Naturally, as the rest of the suite, it's adorned in beautiful, highly polished wood. You also have a sofa, which I'm told will convert to an additional bed should you be travelling with a very lucky child, though this rarely happens. I'm actually taking a quick glance at the breakfast menu now. This is very punchy, caviar, lobster and truffle to name a few.
An ensuite bathroom because, you know, it's the Orient Express. Basically, it is dinner time in 15 minutes. So I need to change. On the Orient Express, of course, as you've noticed already, I need to be relatively formally dressed. Dinner, you need to be even more so, of course. So this isn't going to quite cut it. Well, there we go. I have to say this is the most formal I've ever been on the channel. So do bear with me, but there is the request that you have to dress formally or else so you have to eat your dinner in your room. And whilst I do like my NASA hoodie, we'll make do with a NASA badge. Well, this is the event, isn't it? Walking all the way through the train. Thank you.
How far are we going?
We're going on a proper adventure, Millie. This certainly beats walking to dinner on Amtrak, eh? I can't say Amtrak on here.
There are actually 3 restaurants on the train, though as only 11 passengers are currently on board, they've opened just one this evening, the beautiful and elegantly designed Côte d'Azur.
That's nice. I tell you, I'm not blown away with the room. I mean, for the amount of money. I mean, I guess it's just my lack of train experience. Plus, we watch these silly reality shows about super yachts. You know, they follow the crew that works on a super yacht. And when you see a bedroom on a boat that's, you know, 7 meters wide and 7 meters deep and, you know, 4 or 5 meters tall, and it's pretty impressive for a boat. On a train, I would think they just have, like, their highest suite would just be an entire car. I mean, it's nice, don't get me wrong. I just don't know for the money. Although I think he got an upgrade, so. I mean, this dining room's nice. Here's what your car looks like if you can sit down and eat places like this.
Launched for the 2022 season, we're among the first to try Chef Jean and Beur's culinary experience. Your dinner is included, though the option to splurge for caviar is there if you wish. As we're in a suite, I'll continue my obligatory bottomless champagne drinking. We're offered fresh Parisian bread, complemented by a saffron and orange butter. To quote Millie, this is the best bread I've ever had. As we wait for our food, we continue our slow trundle into Paris.
Homeboy's got a tux on. This guy's in the best room, has a NASA pin. That's pretty funny. Good for him.
As we wait for our food, we continue our slow trundle into Paris. To start, I have the lobster salad with avocado and burrata. Aside from being elegantly presented, it was absolutely divine. A delicate fusion of flavours, leaving me wanting more. But worry not, we're just getting started. Next up is the beef Wellington, or arguably a more deconstructed version, with buttery, flaky pastry and the beef itself tender and succulent, resting on a bed of mushroom. It was phenomenal, comfortably surpassing any dish I've ever had on a first-class flight. I actually feel that's quite insulting to even suggest that. Next up, there's a choice of a cheese board or sorbet. I opt for the latter, feeling pretty full already and knowing dessert is just around the corner. It's fresh and importantly light, leaving me with a small amount of room for the finale.
A sorbet is not a dessert? Let me know. I honestly don't know. I assumed that was a dessert, like a, you know, like a light, not an ice cream, but like a, I just thought that was a dessert, like a light dessert. What is it? Is it in the fruit category? Is it just a fruit? I don't think I'm ready for the Orient Express. Actually, I know I'm not ready for the Orient Express.
And just like that, we arrive into Paris Gare de l'Est. This is where the remaining passengers are
Wow.
on board, taking guest numbers to around 30 in total. And as if by cue, our dessert is here. The tiramisu souffle, coupled with a mascarpone ice cream. The souffle is light, fluffy, but to me didn't have a huge level of flavour. Now it's time for the bill, but as we're a sweet guest, the additional drinks we enjoyed are taken care of.
Right, so dinner out of the way. We've arrived in Paris. So we're here for 40 minutes. It's nice to get off the train, get a bit of fresh air, but just getting used to seeing this train parked up against all of the sort of very modern trains. It's like something out of a movie. I mean, realistically, Millie and I were just saying that we watched Murder on the Orient Express recently, which, I hope doesn't happen. The point is just seeing how beautiful the train was in that movie and seeing it in the flesh here is just so surreal.
All right, dumb American question. Another guy in a tuxedo. Is there only one Orient Express? If so, why is it called the Venice Simplon Orient Express? Let me know. I don't know. I don't watch these videos ahead of time. I don't do research so that I look like I'm some smart guy who already knows everything. I've never been to Europe. I've never been on the Orient Express. I don't know these things. So that's why I ask you guys, and that's why many of my subscribers are very, very gracious with their knowledge. And they inform us, let us know. I guarantee you somebody watching this video has been on this train. So, you know, most of my subscribers are European, not American. So we learned quite a bit. So I was thinking maybe there was like an Orient Express company. Maybe they had, you know, a couple trains in Europe and a couple trains in Asia, and etc., etc. Let me know.
Yeah, we got a little bit confused there. We've just got back on. Now we're going to head to the bar, but for some reason we walked the opposite direction. So, yeah, time to go over to get a drink and make sure Millie does.
Is backgammon popular in Europe? I love backgammon. I've played backgammon since I was like 8 years old. I'm not saying I'm any good at it. I just love it. You guys play backgammon? There was a backgammon board on the table there.
We get distracted by the boutique just here.
Holy smokes, $25 for drink? No, 25 euros. So what is that, like $28? Plus tip? So you're like 30, 32, $34. Well, you guys, I know you guys aren't big tippers, but still over $30 for a drink. Wow. $30 for a pina colada. God, you can get a pina colada on the beach for like $10 in America. Maybe 12. Maybe 14. I don't know. I don't drink anymore. I can't remember. But I know it ain't 30. But hey, you're on the Orient Express. You obviously have money.
There we go. Oh, would you look at this? It's all been turned down for bed. So I've noticed one thing with this gift. Now, I assumed it would be chocolates. However, look what it is.
It's like a pocket knife.
It's a pen.
Oh.
I love it. It's a great thing, but I can't eat it before bed, can I? Now it is finally time to get out of this formal wear. And, well, let's be honest. Got a dressing gown to change into. So the other thing that's pretty incredible, and I guess makes sense given how much these suites are, is this dressing gown, which is designed by Dolce & Gabbana, I can actually take with me home. I mean, that's a gift to remember, isn't it? I love it. Anyway, with that said, now this is much more like it. We'll have a proper full look around this bathroom in the morning. Of course, in the morning, I've also got to have a shower, and you know how hilarious that usually is.
Hey, don't be surprised if you see some drunk American walking around the train in his robe. I've been on plenty of vacations where people were doing such things. Such atrocities to society.
Also, just a side note, a massive thanks to Millie who's put up with all the filming today. How's it been coming along on one of these trips?
Amazing.
I mean, it's been good, apart from having to be, well, my camera girl. Anyway, with that, I'll catch you all in the morning.
The next day.
Good morning. I gotta say, sleeping on the Orient Express, certainly among the more comfier way to travel by rail.
It's time for breakfast, and this is no ordinary affair. Eat whenever you want from frankly a huge selection of options. We chose to take breakfast at 8:30, as this is when we start to head into the Swiss Alps. I start with the lobster and avocado on toast, which aside from being the most beautiful breakfast I've ever ordered, tasted incredible. To complement this, I went with a fresh cappuccino as I move on to the next course. Naturally, you guessed it, poached eggs and caviar. This really is the breakfast of champions, complementing the outstanding alpine views playing out before our very eyes.
About to head up into the Alps, which I'm so excited about. The views already have been unbelievable. I think they're about to get a whole lot better.
Look at that, that's beautiful. Switzerland really is beautiful. It really is. Europe is beautiful. I've never even been there, but I know. I've done enough videos. Every country has got some beautiful areas. I'm still stuck on Germany, but so far, as of this date, which is middle of the year 2025, Germany is the place that I want to visit the most, that I think is the most beautiful. So far, from what I've learned, which is a tiny percentage of what I need to learn, I know. And Spain is the place that I would live if I had to move to Europe. Isn't that odd that they're different? Most beautiful place is probably Germany so far, in my opinion. but the place that I would actually live would be Spain. Can't wait to learn more.
It's now time to finish off with another coffee. They've made me a beautiful cappuccino, so now I think it's time to go and drink coffee in bed whilst we go through the Swiss Alps.
One of the best bits of advice I can give if you ever take this trip is to get up at a reasonable time. Besides paying an awful lot of money to be on this train, you don't want to miss the scenery in the morning, and like us, you can just have a coffee in bed, watching the world go by.
Now it is time to have a shower. Now this is quite unique because most of the compartments on the train do not have a shower or access to one. Of course, this actually does because it's the newer suites. Let's see what it's like.
The Grand Suite bathroom is unlike any
Mall.
on board a train. In fact, this makes my bathroom at home look pedestrian. Note the subtle Turkish influences and a nod to the suite's name, Istanbul. I just love the attention to detail everywhere you look. Even the mosaics on the floor, which by the way is heated, are absolutely stunning. Aside from the gradual rock of the train, you could easily forget you're on one. Right, the main event, the shower. With both golden rainfall and shower head attachments, it's a special place to be. Unlike the Caledonian Express, the shower provides a constant, warm cleansing experience with great water pressure, much like back at home. Shower done and feeling $1,000,000, let's get changed into my smart casual attire. At this point, I'm reminded my Tims are far back home in England. They'll be back next week, everyone, don't worry. Instead of the amenity kit you get in the twin compartment, you get an entire drawer in the suites, complete with my favourite Marvis toothpaste. After another hour or so winding through the Swiss countryside, we're almost at the Swiss-Italian border, Chiasso.
I'm sure it will come at no surprise to you that it is yet again food time.
I'm helped down by our lovely cabin attendant, Antoinette.
Hi. Good, thank you.
Yeah.
So we have decided to take the scenic route to lunch. Of course, we'd usually walk through the train. Let's walk outside. Now, we're currently on the Italian-Swiss border. I think we're here for about 15 more minutes, so it's a chance to stretch the legs. Some passengers have taken this as a chance for a smoke break because you can't smoke on the train. Neither of us do, so we don't need to worry about that. Anyway, we're all going to walk over and get some food. You hungry?
Very hungry.
I feel like all we're doing this trip, though, is eating. I love it.
Let's head straight to Étoile du Nord. I'm sure that's horribly pronounced, so sorry. Another one of the 3 restaurants on board the train, and given how busy it is, this is what it looks like when it's empty. Right, food time. Another solid menu today, and no, I'm not tempted with more caviar. I think I've had my fill until next week.
Okay, well, there's 50 grams of beluga for 640 euros. So that's quite a bit more than the caviar he had in his cabin. But he said that was the best caviar. I don't know the difference between beluga and normal. I know beluga is supposed to be better, but that's insane. I'll just say it. That's insane. 50 grams of goo for $750 or $800. I don't know. To each their own. You know, it's all about your priorities, I guess. Crazy.
There's more of the phenomenal Parisian bread and saffron-infused butter, which go down a treat with both Millie and I, whilst we wait for our appetizers. I've gone for the green asparagus. It looks, as all the other dishes do, stunning, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, although I could only eat about half. Now, I love asparagus, but I felt there was a little too much of a good thing, plus the blood orange was overpowering in my opinion. As we depart Chiasso, we officially enter Italy, third and final country of this adventure. Now for my favourite dish of the trip, the supreme poultry, or, well, chicken, with an albufera sauce, infused with a 100-year-old Armagnac. This dish alone has ruined chicken for me. Unbelievable scenes. As we trundle ever further into Italy, it's not long before dessert arrives. Strawberries and vanilla vacherin. I'm so pleased this was on the menu. It's not something I'd ordinarily order, and I'd certainly jump at having this option again. The contrast of the creamy vanilla and sharp strawberry was simply sublime.
Right, so lunch all out of the way. Now I think Millie and I are going to go and write some postcards, because on the Orient Express they have a postal service. More about that in just a second. So Millie and I have arrived back at the scene of the crime last night, the bar car.
Got a pen?
A pen? Look at that, I love that. And then some nice postcards.
That's cool.
I think this is such a lovely and thoughtful touch Belmont have thought of here. It's becoming a forgotten tradition, I feel, so I'm glad we're able to take advantage of this on-rail postal service. Next, we're heading to the only restaurant we've not explored yet, La Oriental. It's clearly inspired by the East, but sadly not open to dining during our trip. However, they have set up a bunch of board games, and I'd promised Millie I'd teach her how to play chess.
Well, that doesn't look like chess, Millie. I was going to teach Millie some chess, but that looks like checkers.
So I'm very happy to announce that I won 3 of 3. Millie's very upset. You know, poor Luke. No, I'm joking. It was Millie's first time playing, so we'll give her a break. Anyway, we've just arrived in Verona. Let's quickly head down to the platform, check it out, and head back to our compartment because it's time for afternoon tea.
Millie and I both couldn't remember this gentleman's name, but he was by far our favourite in the restaurant car. Amazing personalised service.
Well, Millie, have you been to Verona before?
I have not.
Well, new place. We have been advised strictly not to go any further away from the train because it will leave without us. I got the train to go.
Oh my god.
What's so nice about the Orient Express is every little detail is taken care of. The room has been made up again. It's just beautiful. It really does never get old. And I know, of course, given the price point, you do expect a certain level of attention to detail, but it is impeccable.
With that, yeah, you've guessed it, it's time for afternoon tea, complete with brioche bun, creme fraiche, and my requested Japanese green tea. There's also jellied fruits and cookies.
Well, this is very civilised, and I really don't want to burn myself. You know when...
And Coke. Or Coke Zero. See here, this is Coke Zero, because it has the black lettering. So I don't know if that's Coke Zero or regular Coke. Let me know if you know. And I think you guys get, your regular Coke has like sugar cane instead of 700 deadly ingredients like we have. But that stuff's slowly changing. There's been some changes. A lot of the food coloring stuff is being outlawed, and I'm proud to be an American, but I am not proud of our food ingredients. I'll be the first to admit that. So hopefully that stuff's changing. Let me know, does that look like a normal Coke to you, or is that a Coke Zero? Just curious.
In restaurants, they say something's hot, don't touch it. I want to touch it, but apparently, yeah, that's super hot. So I've got a little napkin. Well, this is chaos. How am I going to do this? This is an accident waiting to happen.
Why wouldn't that just have like a porcelain handle or something? I don't do afternoon tea, so I'm not familiar, but certainly there has to be a solution other than wrapping a napkin around a handle. I mean, you don't have to wrap napkins around frying pan handles. You know, some you do. If you're using some old cast iron, whatever, but that's the key word, old. Fancy, fancy. What time is afternoon tea? Is that like 3? Yeah, I know I could Google all this stuff, but what would be the fun of that?
Post afternoon tea, I think it's time to check out some of the other compartments, namely the one I originally booked, the twin room. These are laid out as a sofa during the day, but then bunk beds during the night. There's no ensuite toilet, instead just an in-room sink. These are the far more authentic versions of the sleeper compartments on the original Orient Express, and they're what travelling in the 20s and 30s would have been like. The suites are only a modern addition for those wanting ensuite bathrooms and showers. If you're wondering where you'd go to the bathroom when staying in a twin room, these are located in each train car and shared between other sleeper passengers. These are kept very clean and well stocked with Lalique amenities throughout the trip. But will you ask, how did you and Millie get that swanky upgrade? Well, here's the thing, I paid for this trip just like any other passenger. No YouTuber shortcuts, discounts, or indeed point redemptions. Instead, I booked through my friend who runs a luxury travel agency.
We've just arrived here at the mainland Venice station. However, we're going to be going across the causeway actually into Venice that you know of Venice. Well, with that, we have arrived in Venice. And this is the unfortunate end of this incredible journey across the continent of Europe. And there we have it. Welcome to Venice. What an incredible journey that was. Thanks once again for watching, and I'll catch you all again next week.
Well, there you go, guys. I mean, it's fancy. It's fancy. I guess I wasn't blown away because I just don't have that much experience on trains. I've got a lot of experience with cruise ships, which I know is not really impressive to people in Europe, but we actually love cruise ships. Nice cruise ships, not party crazy cruise ships. We don't do the cheapest ships. We don't do the most expensive, but we don't do the cheapest. And we time it at certain times of the year, so yeah. I mean, so I'm not blown away by any means, especially for the money. But if you've got the money, it seems like a great way to get from one side to the other without any stress. Very nice. I'm interested to see what other trains there are. Maybe a little more reasonable. 28 hours is... You know, if you were to go from one side of America to the other side, it'd be a lot longer than 28 hours. So I guess that would... You'd be more inclined to spend the more money because you'd be more comfortable for a longer period of time. I mean, I've stayed up for 28 hours before, so it isn't that big deal to have a nice comfortable chair, really. But I can see it. I can see it if you've got it. If you've got 10 times the money, then it only costs you 10% as much as it would me, right? It's all ratio. But looks like a beautiful thing. if nothing else, you can say you did it. Experience something that most people probably never will. What do you guys think? Have you been on it? Do you like it? Is it overpriced? Is it too much? Is it too much hype? Or is it worth it? Let me know. As always, I appreciate all of you guys, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Thanks for checking out my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see other videos similar to this one on the same country, click here. If you'd like to see some videos on some other countries in Europe, click there. Want to see some of the most beautiful castles and cathedrals in the world? They're over here. Want to check out the United States? We're down here. I appreciate you, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.